This brief lecture on the importance of career counseling for university students in general, especially university students in Pakistan, is an offshoot of one of my talks during a recent event by Matrix Pakistan, who initiated the idea of assisting students in thinking about career choices and thinking about caching the markets for beginning and developing their careers. So what is career counseling? What is the importance of career counseling? When should university students get career counseling? Why is it important that university students or graduates need to have career to have access to career counseling services? And what is the general process of career counseling? So these are some of the questions that we will briefly respond to. First, what is career counseling? Career counseling generally is a guiding process, and so during this guiding process, individuals, university graduates understand what are their abilities, what are their potentials, what are their interests mainly, and what are the values that they have, that they keep close to their heart. And so when they have the ability, that they have knowledge of their abilities, their potentials, their interests, and their values, this is something that will help them in making informed decisions, or decisions that are informed and that are actually useful in about their careers and their lives in general. So the informed decisions, the focus of those decisions will be both their educational paths and also their professional destinations. Now, there are certain components of the career counseling process, and for example, the first one is self-assessment. So during the career counseling process, students can make self-assessments, and so when they're assessing themselves, they assess their interests, their strengths, and their values, their possible shortcomings as well. Similarly, exploration of career options is another component where the students are helped to explore career options. Setting career goals is another component of it. Developing a plan to achieve these goals is again an important aspect of it. And lastly, building necessary skills and competencies in order to achieve their goals, or in order to be successful in the careers of their choice. So these are some of the components. Now, when should one have career counseling as university students? So university students should generally get career counseling earlier, and so the earlier and it should not begin, the career counseling basically should not begin at the university level. Ideally, students should start career counseling in their before the university at the school level, but when they are at the university, so during their initial years, or for example first year at the university, they should take career counseling regarding their academic journey in order to be able to align their studies with their career goals from the very beginning. Secondly, they should also get career counseling at key decision points during their university academic career. For example, when they are choosing a major or specialization, a particular subject. Also, there is need for getting career counseling when they are going for internships or job placements. So again, that's an important stage. Next, transitioning from, for example, undergraduate status to postgraduate status or to graduate studies. That is another key point where students need to take career counseling in order to make good decisions. And then continuously throughout, there should be regular sessions in university life that are aimed at assessing and reassessing goals of students, and so this continuous career counseling will help them to adapt to new opportunities and new changes, and that are in line with their academic and professional interest. Now we move on to the next question, which is, why is career counseling important? So again, career counseling is important for several reasons. In many cases, students from the school level, and then at the college level, and then even at the university level, they are just roaming around in dark, and they don't know about the repercussions of their decisions, their academic and professional decisions, and their potentials, etc. So it is important that that can actually lead to some kind of career uncertainty or decisions regarding career, and secondly, that can lead to anxiety. So career counseling can help in reducing those uncertainties and addressing anxieties that students might have. Secondly, career counseling helps students in aligning education with their career goals. Thirdly, increasing awareness of opportunities. So career counseling can help students in getting more awareness regarding opportunities in terms of building their career or beginning their careers. Next, developing marketable skills. So career counselings actually help in students in developing skills that are marketable in the market actually. And in many cases, these skills are fluid, they keep on changing. So today you need one type of skills, but in the very fast changing scenario that we have these days, the skills that are required in the market keep changing. So as a result, there is need for continuously keeping track of those changes so that students can adapt and they can learn skills that they can then cash in the market. Next, helping in acquiring relevant skills. So career counseling also helps in terms of getting them required skills. And so this thing can happen through their participation in internships and in workshops and in getting additional courses in the university life. Next, why is career counseling important? It enhances employability. And so employability actually means that students will need to have the soft skills, the practical experience, the networking that they need to get employed. And so it's not just about university life, is not just about getting academic qualifications. And so these skills that one can get assistance through the process of career counseling, and so they can get these skills. Then navigating the job market. Again, career counseling helps the budding students to get to and to understand the job market. In a country like Pakistan, this is quite challenging because there are so many graduates getting into the market, and in many cases they are like directionless. So they get qualifications, but when they search for jobs in the market, they find it quite difficult because of the fluctuations in economic situation and because of the high competition, as I just said, because of extreme overpopulation and the you can say the inundation of the market where there are more graduates and less jobs. And then career counselors could also provide valuable insights into market trends. So what kind of trends are going on in the market, job search strategies, and also they can help in terms of interview preparation for so many jobs. The why also includes that career counseling basically help in promoting self-discovery and personal growth. So career counselors can help students in understanding their own strengths and weaknesses. Then these things can help in supporting transition from education to employment. In many cases, academia is a kind of relaxed environment where students focus on the academic side of their life, but they need to transition, and so for that transition they need career counseling. Again, career counseling can help in encouraging lifelong learning and adaptability. Contributing to national development is another important thing that career counseling can do, because These counseling processes help students in becoming productive individuals for themselves, for their families, and for the state and the society as a whole, because these actually help them in cashing on their strengths and on their skills. Then reducing mismatches in the job market, again, is something that comes through career counseling. And then a kind of, you can say, business-oriented mindset or entrepreneurial mindset is something that comes through the process of career counseling, and so that can also help the graduates in getting good jobs. Now the how of it, which is like the last section. So what is the general process, or how can career counseling take place in universities or in academia? So first of all, universities generally have career services, and so those career services centers can provide counseling. They can arrange workshops for students, and they should develop resources so that they can help students in their career development. Secondly, it is important for students, especially the passive kind of students, to actively engage in such activities and such services in order to be well aware of the implications of their qualifications and the job demands in the market. Then professional career counselors could also help in the process of career counseling. In many societies, there are professional career counselors, and so we, in our case, also need to have such counselors who can dig out the potentials of the aspirants for jobs, and so they can help them. And lastly, online resources and tools. So that is something that also helps. So in today's digital world, the younger generation, the new graduates, have a huge access to online career assessment tools, to job portals, and to professional networks, networking sites that they can explore in order to get career options and to connect with industry and with professionals who can help them get good jobs. And then workshops and seminars in universities. So if there are frequent workshops and seminars related to the practical aspects, the jobs prospects of academia, that is something that will be very useful. Another important way in which graduate students or graduating students could be helped in getting career counseling and career development choices is mentorship programs. So participation in mentorship programs where experienced professionals provide guidance and advice based on their industry experience. So universities could do this. They could recruit, or they could invite those kind of professionals who can mentor their students. And lastly, self-initiated exploration or search. It is very important for university students to become independent, to be to make their own decisions, to encourage themselves to explore for themselves through, for example, the process of reading newspapers, reading business-oriented journals and magazines, and they can also do researching using various career fields. They can seek informational interviews, for example, with professionals in areas of their interest. So it is quite significant and very important that young people who are graduating, they should have some experience of earning money. They should keep in touch with people who can help them in developing their career or in initiating their careers. And one of the ways is to have meetings with those kind of individuals who are successful, who run successful businesses or who have got good employments. So, for example, information type of interviews with them is something that will help university students in understanding the implications of their education and their careers, and so this process can help them become more productive once they graduate from the university. And as a result, we can deal with the situation where the market is saturated with graduates who find it difficult to get jobs, and as a result they become further burden on their families, the society, and the state as a whole.